playing an interesting game I found on the interwebs. Will you press the button? This is a game that kind of puts you in a bit of a situation where you're offered this fantastic power, like something that's extraordinary, something that a lot of people might want, but it comes at a cost. This first question is really not that fascinating. Unlimited soda of your choosing, once a month, you have to eat your own snot. I mean, that's a very simple question, but with a very simple answer. But in the end, there are some interesting philosophical questions in here, and I'm hoping we get to find them. As for this tripe, fuck no. No. And I'm glad to see that a lot of people agreed with me. This is not a good question. It's a very bad question. You have good looks, but your biggest enemy is your boss for the rest of your life. I don't give a fuck about good looks, okay? Just fuck off good looks. This is literally split 50-50. Are you serious? That's a really good question then. I'm gonna vote good for that. World peace is achieved, and everyone on Earth lives happily. But you ejaculate at random 3 times a day, usually at the most embarrassing moments. Hippies also no longer exist. Well, ejaculating 3 times a day randomly, I mean, that's going to be good for you. Might not be good for your image, but for you, maybe. And also, world peace is achieved, and everyone is happy, so, yeah, press the button. I see that a lot of people did not, but a lot of people have. Maybe they understand. The 57% of people that voted yes understand that public image literally means shit. Especially in the modern world where most people are just going to be on the internet anyway. Forever alone. No, that's a kind of a bad question, I'll be honest. You can travel between fictional worlds of books and movies, but you aren't allowed to help the main plot move forward. I'll press that button, sure. I'd like to see it happen. And apparently people agree with me. Because that would be really fucking cool if you could just go into, like, any movie or book or just anything and just, like, watch events unfold. Because you can see some really fascinating things. Books are almost infinite in what they can possibly achieve. Like, there's a book for every purpose. So that's basically, multiverse travel level of shit right there. Just go to your dream world and stay there. Here we go. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. You have complete control over any animal of your choosing. You will take on the appearance of that animal. No. I don't see the advantage to this whatsoever. 57% of people apparently disagree with me. Okay. I'd like to know why. Because I don't get it. I'm going to go with that's a bad question. You are the smartest man on Earth, but no one listens to you. Oh, isn't that how it already is? No. This is also pretty tough, because you might be the smartest guy on Earth, but if no one's going to listen to you, no one's going to listen to you, you can't really change anything. They're all going to be like, oh, screw you, mate. So you'll be stuck in the perpetual torment that, you'll never, ever be able to change the world. But you'll know everything. And, it is a tough choice. Just because no one listens to you doesn't mean you can't do it yourself, so I'll take it. 56% of people did not agree with me. Those 56% of people clearly do not know that they can go and fix the world themselves, even if the people don't listen to you. Because, if you're the smartest guy on Earth, you can probably invent, the next biological supercomputer and kickstart transhumanism or something, or some crazy bollocks. Then you get Deus Ex. But if you're the smartest guy in the world, you'd realize that Deus Ex would happen, and you wouldn't do that. So, no, I think you're wrong, 50% of people. This is a good question. You are biologically immortal, but you can't have orgasms. Oh boy, this is such a tough question. The context is just so fascinating. There's one problem I have with this biological immortality. Is that, Wait. When it says biologically immortal, does that mean I just can't die to disease or natural causes? But I can still be killed by, being shot or something? Is that what it means? I'm going to work on the assumption that that's what it means. Because in that case, you wouldn't get stranded in space after the sun blows up, supernovas, and destroys the universe. Or not the universe, the solar system. Well, eventually the universe would die. By the end of all of this, you see, that's something everyone forgets. If you actually go for pure immortality where nothing can kill you, eventually the universe will die, and you will just be the only thing floating in infinite existence to the end of time. Actually, no, time would cease to exist when the universe dies. So, actually, yeah, how the fuck would that work? That's kind of hypocritical of the whole immortality thing. But sure, if it's biological immortality, as in, I cannot die from disease or age, but I can be killed by an explosion or a bullet. Sure, I'd take that over the ability to orgasm. Because there's so much more to experience in life than sex, but apparently 57% of people disagree. Yep, that really does go to show the power of sex in modern society. It really does. I'll go with a good question there, I guess. You know when anyone will die, but you can't No! Why the fuck would you ever want that? Like, who would want that? That seems so, like, what use would that be? That's a bad question. You can predict when something bad will happen to someone. If you tell someone or try to do something about it, it will happen to you. Ugh. That's tough. That's really tough. This is actually a good question. I'm gonna have to say no. I'd rather just live in blissful ignorance. And I'm glad to say that 55% of people agree with me. But, you know, that is a sign of my own human weakness. I'm sure if the ultimate savior of the world were, like, to somehow appear like the perfect guy, he would have probably hit yes. Then again, the perfect guy is probably not considering that you can't avoid every event. As in, you can't, like, just because you tell someone that's going to happen or try to stop it doesn't mean that it's not going to happen anyway. But, you know, that's regardless of the point. That's a pretty good question. Comic Sans becomes illegal. Everyone is now required to use only Times New Roman. Hell, that's what fucking colleges do already. Like, that's literally what colleges do already. But I don't see the point. Why don't we just exist in a world where all of these things exist? Yeah, that's a pretty bad question. Doesn't make sense. You can see the future. You will know every spoiler for every television show you watch. I don't actually watch a lot of television. I watch some anime time to time, but I do watch some TV, but I don't watch it frequently. But you can see the future. To be honest, I don't know how... Well, seeing the future would be very useful, but that's not to say that the future is necessarily what you want to see. It's a very tough choice. But wait, if I can see the future, can't I see every, like... If I can see the future, can't I just watch the... Don't I already know the entire story anyway? Technically, can I just, like, watch it in my mind? You know, see it in the future? That's tough. I'm gonna go with no. Because, to be perfectly honest with you, seeing the future can be really bad. And it'd also probably make you a target for every government on Earth. And then you don't get to enjoy your animes anymore. Yeah, 64% of people press the button. I'm gonna say that's pretty good. You will become immortal. But, every time you look in the mirror, there will be a monster behind you. And if you look behind you while standing in front of the mirror, you'll be ripped apart, piece by piece. But wait. If you're immortal, that doesn't matter. And as I said before, this isn't biological immortality. This is immortality to state that you can't be killed by anything. So, no. I'm glad to say that 58% of people agree. That's a pretty bad question. Morgan Freeman will narrate your life for as long as you live, but he insults you on every decision you make. I mean, my decisions are pretty bad, so he's going to be doing that anyway. But he'll be narrating everything. I'm still going to say no. It'd be really unfortunate. Good to see that there's a 50-50 split here. Let's give that a good. You are the fastest human alive. No one knows that. What? I don't get the purpose here. Are you saying that I can... Like, by fastest, you mean I'm the smartest person alive, or the fastest, like, runner alive? Because those words can mean multiple things, you know. Fastest can refer to your ability to do anything. Like, it could refer to sex. It could refer to running. It could refer to learning. It could refer to anything, really. But people knowing that you're the fast at something, I mean, it's irrelevant. So sure, I'll press the button. I mean, I don't see what the consequence would be. I mean, assuming that this is talking about running, which it probably is, that means that you could, you know, go anywhere and just get there really fast. That sounds good to me. I don't care if anyone knows about it. Why would I? Alright, that's a pretty bad question. This is the same question I just had. It's like the universe is somehow trying to tell me to say no. No, fuck you, I'm keeping my answer. This is a bad question. Half-Life 3 gets released, but it's an Xbox One exclusive. No, because I'm not going to disadvantage people that have other consoles. And anyone who does do this, you're a fanboy and you're an idiot. And this is not to say that it won't ever be released either. It just probably means it gets released in the immediate moment. Bad question. Get everything for free, but everyone wants to kill you. What's the point of getting things for free if the storekeeper that you're going to get the stuff from pulls out his shotgun and just aims it at you and blows your head off? No. Bad question. You can be a beetle, but you're Ringo. I have no idea. I mean, I'm not really interested in being in a band anyway, so no. Bad question. Assuming that we want to be a beetle. You press the button, but the button doesn't work. What? These are user-generated, by the way. Forgot to mention that at the start, so, I mean, this should make it abundantly obvious. I will not press the button. You bastard. You get free food for life, but you lose all of your teeth. Well, then what we... Okay, you can get replacement teeth. Like, that is a thing you can do. But... honestly, I mean, it doesn't really tell you what food you're getting. So no, I will not press the button. Bad question. You get now what is that? 40,000 euros a month for a job. I'm assuming that's a euro. Ignorant American over here, you know how we are. It's boring as FK and takes 17 hours of every weekday. No, because if I have a boring job, my life would be miserable. This is not a very split question. It's 60 versus 40. Glad to see that people agree with me. You can travel with the doctor, but when you leave, you'll forget everything you did with him. I mean, like, technically, if you can't remember something happening, did it actually... I mean, it actually happened, but to you it didn't. So you wouldn't know that it happened, so it would be irrelevant. So no, what's the point? Apparently people want this to happen. You will know how the universe came into being and why we are here, but you can tell no one. Ooh, that's a tough choice. Oh, that's a really tough choice because God knows the first thing I want to do is tell someone. Oh, however, oh no. It's one of these. This is a hard question because it'd be eating at you for eternity that you want to tell someone, but you can't. I mean, you don't have. Maybe you. Well, it just says you can't tell them. That does not mean that you can't lead them to the answer. If you know the truth, you can guide people to that truth. So I'm going to press the button. Also, the pursuit of knowledge is very, very important to me. And I see it's also important to 77% of people. This is a good question. You get to meet the whole cast of Breaking Bad. You don't get to see the last episode. Unfortunately, I've already seen the last episode of Breaking Bad. That is one of the television shows I actually have watched. So, this is a redundant question, and I can't press the button if I wanted to. It's just a pretty bad question. You wouldn't age, but you would have to eat your cat. I don't have a cat. Another redundant question. I like how glad to say that 53% of people had said yes. You become the most liked person in the world, as if you granted the world peace, cured world hunger, etc., receiving anything you want. You die in 1 year exactly of a freak accident. Well, it doesn't say that I actually did all those things. I'm just a liked person, so no. As I said, the perceptions of other people are not really what you should be going for. Like, if you're going to do something because it makes you famous, or because, you want to, be known, that's not why you do something. No one who's ever been famous or has ever been, in history as, a great person or scientist or artist or philosopher has never striven to do it for that kind of selfish purpose of being famous. At least, I'd like to think that. I mean, it's probably a wrong assumption. A lot of people probably do things because they want to be famous. But I stick by the philosophy that if you're going to do something, you should do it because you want to do it, not because you want, some reward out of it. That's a good question, though. I'll give it a good. You can go into fictional worlds, but you can never read a book again. I think I'm going to leave it here with this question.